I'm currently inside Bantock House in Wolverhampton. It's not a National Trust house. In fact, I intended to go to Whittick Manor and Gardens, but it was closed today due to heavy forecast of winds and was redirected spontaneously to Bantock House, a place I never knew existed, and it was all just a spontaneous. So I've been exploring the grounds and this house so far, and I thought it was a wonderful setting to just sit down with my country cap and in this lovely games room and discuss the concept of delusion. It won't be a long video, I hope. Depends on whether there will be people coming in because it is a public place. But delusion, I think it's very fitting because I am in a games room and I love the concept of life and reality being like a game, that we are playing different characters, that we get to choose and switch over in time and live out these experiences. So the word delusion, I mentioned this before in one of my previous free flow talks, the power of I am, that is run by Eric. And I'm not too sure where he got this from, but he said that delusion is actually de-illusion, which is from or coming out of illusion, meaning that we are awakening from the Maya, the hypnosis. He didn't say that bit, but that's how I interpret it as. And I love it. I absolutely do. I think it's waking up and knowing that you are lucid dreaming. And if this video seems too barbaric or crazy to understand, or maybe too trippy, then it isn't for you. But most artists have alter egos, whether it's in the music industry, in the film industry, or even in just plain art as it is. They acquire or adopt a different name, a different persona, reality. The first thing that comes to mind is Eminem and Slim Shady, Kobe Bryant and Black Mamba, and there's many more in sports and in music. And normally they talk so highly of themselves, especially in the martial arts industry. Conor McGregor, it's always seen as big-headed people that are so egotistical because they start talking about themselves as if they're the greatest, but they haven't even had enough fights to claim that title. But they talk about it before they've even gone to do the things that they said that they were going to do. And we play it off so easily as the audience, like, oh, they're so full of themselves, they're talking big, and you know, it's so easy to just find that distasteful. But and call them delusional. But that's only if, you know, you don't really follow them, you don't know how serious they are about committing to their art or their work. And so it's only when you start to see their progression and their growth, and then they achieve the things, they achieve the titles, they win the fights, they hit records and sales and go viral, and then it's like, wow. It's almost natural to see them in the way that they said that they were going to be. But at the beginning is what I'm trying to focus on, is it's not physically experienced yet. It's not here in the physical world, but yet they saw a vision in themselves, in their imagination, and they held on to it like it was all that they had and committed to embodying that persona until it became physical. I don't like to say until it became true, because what's the difference of truth when you have a vision in your head, whether or not it's played out physically or not in your reality? It's who you are being. And when you select that, that is already the truth. It's already done. Now, why do I say that being in a games room is so fitting right now? And it's literally because it's a game. We're so conditioned to take things in our lives so seriously and think that it's all we have. that we are not limitless and we are not abundant, and we have to go through a specialized route for the rest of our lives according to governmental rules, according to societal rules, family rules, just things that are limiting us. And we have the black sheep mentality that we want to break free from of these rules. And it's almost like when you have a group of friends that you've grown up with in college or maybe at school. Hello. It's okay, you can still come in. Point that I cut off from because I had some people come in, and of course it's a public place. However, the last point that I was making, from what I can remember, was essentially being in a games room and how it's fitting. Yes, if I repeat myself, I do apologize. But we're not obligated to be a certain version of ourselves for the rest of our lives. And oh yes, I remember now. It's like when you have friends at primary school or secondary school or even at college, you usually do not stay with the same people throughout those 3 stages of your life, because you move schools or change or move out in most cases, right? And so when you go to a new college, a new fresh start, or even just a new university, it's an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. You can be whoever you want to be. New workplace, a new town, just like a fresh new board game, right? New characters, new locations, everything. And it gives you a chance to reinvent yourself and play a different character. So then when you have spent more time with the new group of friends, it may be that they've seen a different side of you to, well, in comparison to your primary school friends or secondary school or whatever, your old friends. It's because you're constantly evolving, you're constantly growing. But the way I've always seen it is that it's like a game. I like the idea of becoming a social chameleon, in the sense that I like to adapt to people's different personalities and connect with them in a very natural way. Not necessarily that I'm calculating or predetermining things, but it's just more so whimsical, on the spot, and there's no obligation for me to behave a certain way that doesn't feel out of alignment with my values, right? And ever since I've fully grown into that and realized it, it's become a bit more playful. My reality, my life, I just say what I want to say, be who I want to be, do what I want to do with amazing company, or even in my own solitude, and the next day is a new day. I mean, I practice momentum more, so every day is a new life for me, and it's just very game-like. It's very playful, youthful. You just can't lose that spark. And when you practice living in the present moment and find eternity within it, then it just becomes, there's no rush for things. There's no, oh, I have to do all these things before the day ends, because you just kind of appreciate the moment. You know the next day is going to come to a certain extent, and it's just playing these different characters. So social chameleon is a term that I'm coining, and you know, one friend might see me differently compared to another friend, not to the point where I'm having multiple or split personalities, but it's just like a playful hue. It's different hues to my character, different, I mean, I say different characters, but it's like, yeah, different hues, different outfits that I get to wear. And that can mean physically as well, in the fashion term as well. I like to dress countryside when I'm in the countryside, but then if I'm going to a ball, I love a nice luxury expensive gown. If I'm feeling a bit rebellious, I like to dress a bit in black, play with some gothic styles and feel like I'm Morticia Adams in her youth. But then sometimes I like bright colours and, you know, maybe something that David Bowie would be proud of, you know. So it's just playing with things. At school, at secondary school, I used to be the person that would walk in experimenting with makeup and colours, and so I would wear like blue mascara, green mascara, I've worn purple mascara, and I would come in with purple eyelashes, and a lot of people would think that was so weird. why does she do that? But I literally thought it was the coolest thing ever. I get to wake up and just come in with a different color eyelashes, and that's my character for the day. And I get to mix and match with different color eyeliners and lipsticks, and because we in British schools we wear uniforms, so makeup was my only way of being creative and expressive and a bit more individual to me. I used to wear contact lenses, different color contact lenses in college, and just play about. It really is just having fun with it. And I look back and I do not regret it at all. Would I do it again right now? Probably not, because that was just in my extra youthful childhood and I was a bit more daring then. Maybe blue mascara I could see myself do again, but you know, it's you evolve and grow, and as you grow you start to learn and choose the characters that you want to be. And there might be some that you've played in the past and thought, actually I don't want to do that, that is not for me anymore, and then you get to let go of it. And bringing it all back to the topic of delusion, it shouldn't really have a negative connotation, and I think societal pressures and maybe governmental conspiracy-like pressures have been placed upon us to think that this is all there is to our life, this material world, modernism, materialism, all these mentalities that I really do not advocate for, because this isn't all there is. You play with your imagination and you have fun in there, and utilize that to bring yourself the feeling, the energetic feeling of being the person that you want to be, regardless of the external circumstances, the external world. Magic happens because it reflects back to you. That is the only thing that I can promise you, that you choose a character and your reality will reflect. And when you see those reflections and you start playing with them more consistently, you'll start to adopt the belief that this isn't coincidental. And then you just keep having more fun, and whilst you're having fun you're learning new things, new ways of being. And then life is like a game. It's very hard to be too attached to it or be in a low vibration all the time, because you know, and even when you are in a low vibration, it's not forever. You know it's not permanent. It's very temporary, just like how a river flows. It comes and it goes. Just don't cling on to it. Don't make it your embodiment. Don't make it your state of being. Move along to the next. Oh, the highs come back again, and it's literally just like a wave, but it's a game for me, at least that's how I see it, and it's just incredibly enjoyable. But yeah, I feel like I should end this video now with my disclaimer that I'm by no means claiming to be knowledgeable in everything, except that I'm in the humble pursuit of wisdom. If you would like to work with me, all my links are in my description. Happy holidays as well at the time of me recording this. And yeah, just really contemplate what delusion means to you, and realize that it's you breaking out of the Maya, the hypnosis, that this is all there is, because it isn't. I will do a video in the future about feeling, or at least experiencing, what it's like to be abundant, a technique taught from Joey Lott. But yeah, I always try to be concise in my videos, and then I feel like when I look at the length of time, is 13 minutes enough? Well, 14. Do I need to say anything more? But truly, I think it really is as simple as that. Enjoy it. Learn to enjoy the process, as I always say, and take each day as it comes. Live in the present moment. Be whoever you want to be in your imagination, with your free will. Have fun.